Hi everybody, it's Dr. Deb from the 15K a Day Doc, and I want to talk to you today about budgeting for a successful practice. You see, everybody is concerned about a budget, right? We need to be able to have enough money to float during the hard times and during the good times. But we also need to know what our overhead expenses are. And I find that a lot of practices don't know what their overhead expenses are. They don't know where their overhead is going. They're not sure how to get control over their overhead. And this is a really important thing, because if you can't control your overhead, you can't control your profit. And then you don't know how much money you have to make each month in order to be successful, to pay your bills, pay yourself, and have profit at the end of the year. So the average rule of thumb is about 50% of what your collections are is where your overhead goes. Now that includes rent, that includes insurance, your employees, your supplements, your lab costs, everything. That also includes your salary, because don't forget, technically, you're self-employed if you have a business, but you're also employed. So you need to make sure you're taking your own salary in that chunk. There's dividend income you can take outside of that, but you still need to make sure you set aside some W-2 income for yourself. Otherwise, when you get ready to sell your practice, there's going to be a huge transition that has to happen in order for you to sell your practice, and how you look at the bottom line of profit is going to be very different, because you never backed out your salary out of those finances. So I want you guys to take a look, pull your QuickBooks file, pull whatever software you're using, and inside that QuickBooks file, you're going to have categorized all your expenses. I want you to look at your expenses and look hard at them. Look at everything that's in those expense columns, because you are going to see there are some things you probably don't need. There's some things you're probably paying way too much for, but you've never had anybody go back and look or renegotiate your services. And there are going to be some things that are just the way they are, like medical malpractice. It's just the way it is. We can't negotiate that. But everything else is negotiable as far as I'm concerned. Now, this is really important too, especially if you have other people doing your purchasing for you. I had a time in my practice where my credit card expenses were so high every month, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with this. We had never had these kind of expenses before, but we had somebody new doing our ordering. And when we took a look at what she was ordering from the most expensive places. She wasn't shopping around to find the best deal on supplies that we needed. She was ordering a whole bunch of supplies that we didn't need, enough to last us like 5 years on some things. And then on other things, she wasn't ordering enough of. And so we had to really sit down with her and explain to her how to order. You know, we assume as business owners that everyone knows or thinks about things the same way we do, but our employees really don't have that knowledge, and we have to educate them. We have to teach them. We have to make them a great team member, and the way we do that is by sharing knowledge with them. So I want you to do this task today. And then I want you to post in our Facebook group here if you found places that you could save money. Because I guarantee you, if there's a place you could save money, there's a place somebody else could save money, and they may not think about it, or they may not have found it yet. So let's do ourselves a favor and share all this information with each other so we can all have better practices.